I'm still here, top of Chertsey, Bowlsey, 10 Primark. My mate the violinist is back, God bless him, enjoy. If I go further down, there's another busker, another violinist, so that you can do really. But as I say, enjoy. Oh, he's gone quiet for a bit. Anyway, you see, ask yourself this, ladies and gentlemen. If cultural change continues unopposed, then what is the end result? What is going to happen, right? What is going to be the end result? Well, there's only one result, and that's more cultural change. More cultural change means long-standing proud Scouse communities begin to look like Kensington and Fairfield. And unfortunately now we're seeing Breck Road, Belmont Road, Lower Breck Road and many other parts around that neck of the woods in Anfield. So that's all that can happen. Like I keep saying, our city belongs to our children and grandchildren, and all those amazing Scousers yet to be born. Doesn't belong to anyone else. Now, new arrivals who've settled here in our glorious city, embrace the Scouse fam in all our ways, beliefs, values, standards. There's not a problem, but vast majority have no intentions of doing that. They're going to impose their ways, beliefs, values over ours. So they need to relocate to another town or city that can accommodate their needs, because they have no intentions whatsoever, ever, of embracing our ways. It's not happening. They're going to impose theirs like they have in other towns and cities across the country. Like I've said, the proof is in the pudding, ladies and gentlemen, right? What's happened to all the boroughs in London? What's happened to large parts of Bradford, Blackburn, Burnley, Oldham, so on and so on, Leicester? Well, we know what's happened. Cultural change was not it was opposed, but it wasn't stopped, right? People here didn't want it, but the politicians ignored them. They didn't deal with their worries and concerns, and they left them, and the rest is history. Whereas, like I've said before in my previous video, we're pre-warned now. We know what's happened to Leicester, London, Birmingham, Bradford and so on. We know what's happened to them places. They didn't know the end result until it was there on top of them and it was too late. Right? We know. We're forewarned, like I've said. You couldn't... Well, we couldn't be blessed with anything better than that. We are pre-warned. The writing's on the wall. We know what's on the way, how it unfolds, and the end result. So it would be reckless of us to ignore this. But I don't believe the good people of Liverpool are ignoring it. There's no intentions of letting this sweep of cultural change, that is, sweep across our glorious city, changing it forever. Long-standing, proud Scouse communities losing their unique Scouse character, status and identity. I don't believe the good people of Liverpool are going to allow this to happen, right? And like I said in my previous video, we have the power at election time to vote these reckless politicians out, because they're not coming to our aid. They're not going to save Liverpool from cultural change, which will lead to cultural chaos and then social disintegration, because that's what's happening now around the country, right? Leeds, Hare Hills in Leeds, that's suffering cultural chaos. Kensington and Fairfield is suffering cultural chaos, right? That's what's happening. So I don't believe the good people of Liverpool are going to allow this outrage to continue. Like I've said, find a candidate reliable, credible, opposed to further cultural change, and give them your vote, because listen, ladies and gentlemen, these politicians are not coming to our aid. They're not coming to the city's aid. They're not going to do anything. They're just going to allow cultural change to sweep across our glorious city and our cherished city centre, changing it forever. We can't allow this to happen, right? This is our city. It belongs to our children, grandchildren, all those amazing Scousers yet to be born. If this weren't serious, ladies and gentlemen, I wouldn't be down here on a regular basis. It is serious. It's very serious. But I do believe times are changing. Not just in Liverpool, across the country, across Europe, even in America. So don't be downhearted, don't be demoralised. Trust me, right? Things are changing, and they're going to keep changing. Remember, our children and our grandchildren will be coming into our cherished city centre, if they're not already doing so, to an unfamiliar, unfriendly place. We can't pass this down to them, ladies and gentlemen. We don't have the right to. These reckless politicians most certainly don't have the right to either. That's why we've got to oppose further cultural change. Remember, say no to cultural change, yes to Scouse pride. Shout it out loud, Scouse and proud. Okay, thank you.